Hey everyone, Internet Mark here, and I'm trying to get back into my comic reviews, and uh, I've done it in the past, and I was like, I always didn't know how to edit because I wanted to like show stuff on the screen while I talk about the comics, and I didn't know what to. So I think I'm gonna talk over some splash images of the issue. I'm gonna be talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 112, which is our second issue in Darkest Hour, and I'm really excited. I didn't get to review 111, but I did get this cover for 111, and I did get. I figured before I review, I'll go over the covers I got. Obviously, I had to get this sick Green Ranger one. I'm getting all of these covers, by the way, all of them. That's happening. My local comic book shop, I have a pull list. They pull multiple covers for me and this and that. They let me pick, but most of the time I don't end up getting all of them. I also got like our base cover, which is really cool. And then I did get our Zed Ranger helmet variant as well. I'm really excited to talk about this. I'm like Cosmic Cosmic Fury's over. It's done. I'm working on a video for that. That's gonna be a lot longer to like edit and film. There's a lot trying something new, and let's face it. Until we get more Power Rangers, y'all better start reading the comics because that's the only real form of Power Rangers content you're gonna be getting. And Melissa Flores is killing it with this run. Like she's been doing so good. Our artist for this is Hendry Presentia, and then our colorist is Matt Herms, and our letterer is Ed Dukeshire. It's so good. Um, this is gonna be a year-long event, and um, so if you haven't had the overview, I mean, obviously the big bad of this is Dark Spectre with the help of Mistress Vile, who is technically Rita Repulsa, and we have a lot of moving parts going into this. If you've seen the streams where I've been a guest on Rollover Queen's channel with me, him, Cosmic Ranger, and Ben talking about this stuff, we cover this like monthly or so, and even good friend Ash, Deoxy360, go over to his YouTube channel. He has been literally reviewing every Power Ranger comic book for a very, very long time. I'm finally having time to do this. So they have, if you want to go get all the backstory of everything leading up to this, go check out their videos. So basically, this is kind of like a regrouping issue, and you're going to start seeing splash images now throughout this over the whole overlay, just me talking. So basically, this is kind of like the regrouping phase, because basically Dark Spectre already made his big reveal. He has been summoned possessing the alternate dimension physical body of Zordon, thanks to Mistress Vile, and now they lost basically, and now they're all scattered, and it's cool because it's not a cooldown episode or issue. It's regrouping, but the threat is still there. They're already being attacked, and I loved it. And we're getting more time to kind of get some of the dynamic between the Rangers and characters in play. This was very Billy focused, which I enjoy. One thing I love about the comics, especially this, we've gotten a good amount of Billy, but man, the comics have given us justice to Rocky as a character, as a Red Ranger. Rocky in the comics is so damn good. But these chaos, I guess, what are we calling them? Chaos Putty? I don't even know what we're calling them. Sorry, I got text message. And every time, like now they're fighting them, they're kind of all separated. But anytime you defeat one, more pop up. I like that. And so it's kind of like you're getting overall the numbers. Like you defeat them, more pop up. It's kind of like the whole cutting off the head of a Hydra type of deal, And the cool thing is with everyone split up, like we're kind of seeing all these different dynamics. Like I do love ever since even when it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as two different runs, I do really enjoy how the dynamic between Trini and Zach has been. And, you know, even now, more recent issues, the dynamic between Aisha and Matt. And then we have kind of that hinting, foreshadowing of some conflict between Kimberly and Tommy as well. And now, because everyone's split up, our new, like, everyone's in different groups. So we have, you know, on one unknown area, we have Tommy, Kimberly, Trini, Zach, Aisha, and Matt as one unit. And so I do enjoy this because it's like everyone's, you know, a little bit all over the place. So we got some cool team up, some good dynamic going on, which I'm all for, by the way. And then I've hinted at it because it's not really been too dove into. It's kind of like one of those, hey, we'll talk. We're kind of busy right now. Let's not talk about this right now. But this whatever's going on between Tommy and Kimberly, and they're not butting heads all the time, but they seem to have different opinions on how they should be handling things, what they should be doing, but they still technically have to work together. And I'm like, okay, like, this is intriguing. Another thing too is the whole Matt and Aisha thing. Like, there's a whole moment because they have a relationship that's kind of growing, but hasn't came to fruition yet. But I do like, because Matt was evil, and you know, when he was evil, he did kill Grace Sterling, even though he doesn't remember doing it. But there was this great moment where we had Tommy kind of be that guy to kind of snap Matt out of it, because, you know, let's face it, who's going to relate to being an evil ranger to Matt more than Tommy? Which was great, even though it was a quick moment in there. I thought it was really good. You know, that you know, you could do it, and it's like, I'm sure there's going to be more to this, because I think like Tommy brought up, you know, like the things that Draken did, and even though Tommy, who we have right now as the White Ranger, isn't Draken, it's a different timeline version of himself, so it's still technically him. And I like that, because as much as I am over Draken being around constantly and for a while there, I think not having him be so heavily present is fine with me. But the main thing of this issue is Billy. Billy is in basically the morphing grid, and he's talking to it's not really Grace. She basically programmed, in case of her death, that had like a trigger or something inside of her, like this basically AI version of her in the morphing grid. And I like that they really hyped up, put Billy, and not just that, because he's a Blue Ranger, on this pedestal of him being so important and special, I guess is another way to word it. Because, you know, she's explaining, like, Blue Rangers are always, you know, smart, and they're the ones who are going to be coming up with the solution to things. And I like this, you know, how much is going with Billy. Like, I'm a big fan, especially when we find out that, you know, because he's questioning, and we find out also that the grid, like the Morphin grid, this construct, everything where he is, like, it kind of appears how you want it to appear when you're there. So the coloring on this, with the background and the hues and the streaks of different colors, like Matt Herms, who's a colorist, did such a good job with the coloring on this. I think, especially even when, like, they were fighting with, like, the weird putty thing, the whatever they're called, the chaos minions, like the coloring of them, like the muddled browns and different hues and shades of, like, gray and black and brown, like that muddy, earthy tones, looked so good. I was very impressed with the coloring of this issue. And one of the things is Grace left a gift to Billy, and he opens this case, and there are eggs in there. And I'm assuming that these are the Tengu Warrior eggs, unless it's something else new and original to the comic. I do think, because this is, you know, one of those things where it's like, okay, like, I wonder what's gonna happen post Darkest Hour. I'm not trying to future trip and think too far in the future of this comic and this run, but putting in all these other elements, different teams, this and that, like, I'm just curious where this is going. And this is why Power Rangers from Boom Studios is literally, my as the top of my poll list. And yeah, let's go back. So yeah, I mean, I try not to spoil too much. I don't really like. I'm still figuring out how to review comics. I don't want to like give a play-by-play of everything that's happening, but at the same time, I don't want to make it just be like a nothing burger review where I don't actually talk about anything in there. This is a great comic. Honestly, I give it between an 8.5 and a 9 out of 10. Like, honestly, it's so good. I cannot recommend this comic enough. Like I said, I've put on social media and even other creators and even Boom and this and that, the reading list. It's even in the back of the comic, the reading list to get up there. Like, listen, you got time, pick up some trades, maybe get some digitals, get some floppies. Trust me, you want to get in on the Power Ranger comic book. Darkest Hour, 2 issues into this 1 year run, and it's already like blowing me away. But yeah, have you checked out the comic? What are you guys thinking about it? If these are the Tengu Warrior eggs, like, I'm so curious how this is going to come into play, because they're giving a Billy. So it's like, are the Rangers going to have their own, like, kind of like minions now to fight these chaos enemies? Like, we know other teams are going to show up that are going to be evil, like, and I love evil, like, possessed Rangers. I love the Death Rangers so much. One of my favorite designs, one of my favorite original types that have been introduced into this series in the past. So I'm very curious what we're going to get next. If you have checked it out, what have you thought of issue 12 of the Power Ranger comic book? Let me know in the comments below. I got some other comic book stuff I want to work on, so I'm looking forward to that. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.